was reading a few days ago from the book of Philippians, chapter 1, verse 12, where the Apostle Paul assures the believers in that church who were worried about him that his circumstances was actually furthering the gospel. And I was reminded how many times the Lord can take the worst of circumstances that we feel limit us, but that can actually cause them to further His cause. Oswald Chambers, the writer of that magnificent book, My Utmost for His Highest, I think his life and that of his wife demonstrate that story. Oswald Chambers volunteered as a British military chaplain to go to Egypt, and there in the shadows of the pyramids, day by day, meet in a hut with British soldiers and give to them a devotion. In fact, many of those soldiers would never come back alive. They would be deployed to Turkey. But yet, day by day, he shared the Word with them. His wife, Gertrude, accompanied him, and Gertrude, it was said, could take shorthand at 200 words per minute. Day by day, in a hut, in the shadow of the pyramids, Oswald Chambers gave devotions. Gertrude took it down in shorthand. Oswald Chambers there in Egypt developed a pain in his side, and it was discovered that he had appendicitis, and the doctors instructed him he must have surgery. He refused, however, surgery, saying, "I will not take the bed of a British soldier to simply have an appendectomy." His appendix eventually ruptured and he died. Gertrude was left penniless with a little child. She went back to Europe hoping to be able to live with her family. When that was not an option, she entered into a boarding house. But night by night, she sat in the musty basement. She transcribed one by one the devotions that she heard her husband give. Eventually, she published them, My Utmost for His Highest. 100 million copies later, we're able to see how what seemed to be the worst of circumstances for Gertrude and even for Oswald served to further the gospel. I just want you to know, circumstances that seem to limit you can actually become the very circumstances that God uses to further the gospel. Be encouraged. You may be limited. God is not limited.